Viewers, 34 policemen, 5 civilians injured, 38 vehicles, 5 FIRs. This is a gist of the aftermath of the violent clashes that unfolded in parts of Nagpur city last night over the anti-Aurangzeb stir. Rioters were so emboldened that they didn't shudder for a moment before attacking 34 police personnel. The rioters, who were armed to kill, attacked a 2019 batch IPS officer, DCP Niketan B. Kadam, with an axe. Out of the 34 injured, 2 are IPS officers, 1 a DCP and the other is a joint commissioner. Amongst the 34 wounded policemen, 14 are police inspectors and sub-inspectors who are undergoing treatment in government hospital in Nagpur. But viewers, the visuals on your screen raise several questions. Was this a pre-planned conspiracy? And if yes, who was behind it? Watch how cops recovered a truck full of stones from the site of the violence after everything calmed down. The mob was armed. They were seen carrying sticks, swords, and even knives. Some were even masked, and some were so charged that they went on to rampage, burning vehicles and attacking cops with impunity. Now, the opposition is blaming the Mahayuti government for the violence and is accusing the state government of creating such a situation with its anti-Aurangzeb rhetoric. However, the Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis, believes that the violence that unfolded in Nagpur is the result of a pre-planned conspiracy.
तर सकाळची एक घटना घडल्यानंतर मध्यंतरीच्या काळामध्ये पूर्णपणे शांतता होती, पण त्यानंतर मात्र संध्याकाळी काही लोकांनी जाणीवपूर्वक अशा प्रकारचा हल्ला केल्याचं या ठिकाणी लक्षात येत आहे. याचं कारण जवळपास एक ट्रॉली भरून त्या ठिकाणी दगड मिळालेले आहेत.
वहाँ डबल इंजन सरकार है ना, महाराष्ट्र में और केंद्र में, तो डबल इंजन सरकार की असफलता है और अगर ये सरकार असफल है तो इन्होंने इस्तीफा देना चाहिए.
जो स्टेटमेंट दिए गए हैं मिनिस्टर्स की तरफ से, अभी भी दिए जा रहे हैं, भाई आप रूल ऑफ लॉ को फॉलो करिए ना. आप तो भारत के संविधान पर आपने ओथ लिया है, तो आप कैसे प्रोवोकेटिव स्टेटमेंट्स क्यों दे रहे हैं आप? तो ये बहुत गलत हो रहा है. सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है, ये सरकार की गलती है, इंटेलिजेंस की फेलियर है.
You were watching the news at Super Prime Time.
Let's take this across to our guest. Joining us is Asif Bhavla, BJP spokesperson. We have Krishna Hegde, Shiv Sena national spokesperson. Also joining us is Saira Shah Halim, activist from Kolkata. Saira Shah Halim, just look at the kind of images that are coming out of Nagpur. Of course, it's the state government's responsibility to ensure law and order. But look at the kind of protests that are taking place. People armed with stones, with sticks, with axes, with swords. And look at the impunity. They've attacked 34 policemen. One of them, as you would have seen, is a DCP whose hand was literally bleeding because he was attacked with an axe. Now, this is certainly not any kind of peaceful demonstration and has no place in any democracy.
Sure. So, good evening. Firstly, we need to understand who created the unrest, because here there are members of the Bajrang Dal and the VHP who are making concerted efforts to ensure to weaponize a 300-year-old history and to create tensions in the city. Nagpur has not seen any religious riots in the last 300 years, so why now? We need to understand that here, the grave, which is supposed to be the point of dispute here, is under the protection of the ASI. Now, Nagpur is also a city where our CM comes from Nagpur, and also the Home Minister. Now, if the Honorable CM makes sweeping statements that why is this grave needed, or we can do about it, why is the ASI protecting it, why is the Congress protecting it, you mean to say that if the ASI was not protecting Aurangzeb's grave, he would have gone and desecrated a grave, or he would have gone and called for violence? Is totally unacceptable. Because here actions must conform to legal
Ma'am, he has not called for violence. Let's be very clear. My simple point is this. You're absolutely right. The VHP has been raising this issue. They've all been protesting. But we've spoken to the police there in Nagpur. They say that protest happened around 3-4. After all those protesters dispersed, then these protesters gathered. There was all sorts of rumors that were spread around which were not true about book burning, etc. And then we see the kind of aftermath. The simple question is this, that if one group can protest peacefully, why can the other group not? What is the need to indulge in this kind of violence?
You tell me if people from the VHP and Bajrang Dal, if they're going to burn a green cloth, isn't it going to trigger rumors at a very, very sensitive time of Ramzan? This is purposely being done to foment riots in an otherwise very peaceful city like Nagpur, which has not seen communal riots or any kind of violence in the last 300 years. So
Okay.
now, just because the film got released, okay, to foment trouble and to disrupt harmony between people, okay, you're going to weaponize a 300-year-old history to provoke people.
Asif
It is
Bhamla,
completely
this is weaponizing.
uncalled for,
All right, I
and
got your
think
point.
the
Let me bring in
CM
Asif Bhamla. Asif Bhamla,
and
this is
the state
weaponizing.
government.
Yeah, this is weaponizing of history. Irresponsible comments are being made, and the Chief Minister owes responsibility not just because it's his constituency, but because he's also the Home Minister of the state. Respond to Sarah Shahli.
नागपुर एक सांस्कृतिक विरासत का शहर है, मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा। और जहां तक ये कम्युनल दंगों की बात कर रहे हैं, कुछ दिनों पहले जुमा और होली साथ में थे और महाराष्ट्र में कभी एक दंगा नहीं घटा है। ये आपको मैं बताना चाहूंगा इस आपके माध्यम से। मैं आपसे ये कहना चाह रहा हूं कि इफ प्रोवोकेटिव chants fill the air, you know, with thick smoke, as children of Aurangzeb, I would call whoever is the attacker there, whoever is involved in the violence, I would term and rate them as children of violence. You see, by pelting stones, you see, this is a very dastardly attack, which is not required. Tell me something, how can we, हम महिमा मंडल कैसे कटोरी है जब कह रहे बजरंग दल की, तो जब उन्होंने डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन लिया तो उनके भी खिलाफ कानून ने काम किया. Let me come back to the fact how it started. When Abu Hasim Hazmi, the leader of the MBA, one of the MBA constituents, said this, और उन्होंने महिमा मंडल floor of the house में किया. क्या जरूरत है? आप एक 3 decades old tyrant को जो अपने बाप के नहीं रहे, जिन्होंने अपने बाप को अरेस्ट किया, जिन्होंने अपने भाइयों को अरेस्ट किया, ऐसे लोगों को जिसके लिए, और हमारे छत्रपति संभाजी महाराज जी जिनका बड़ा आदर है, कोई भी मुस्लिम देशभक्त जो है औरंगजेब की कोई बात से मुतासिर नहीं, ना उसके हरकतों से मुतासिर है. मैं ये आपको कह रहा हूं, आई एम अ प्राउड मुस्लिम, आई एम अ प्राउड इंडियन. Why should our heroes be Aurangzeb or Khilji? Why should our heroes be Babur? Our heroes should be Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad.
Respond to that, Sarah Shahli. I think that's a very pertinent question. Why are we even glorifying Aurangzeb? I mean, everyone has a right to protest in a democracy, but what is the kind of example being set when you say that Aurangzeb is, some kind of a parameter?
It is a complete, you know what, the level of debate reflects the ideology of the ruling government, both at the state and the center. If they're actually going to fight about what happened 300 years ago, what happened 400 years ago, face the crucial problems now. Are you giving employment to the youth? Are you giving employment to the youth? Are you taking care of are you ramping up the health centers in India? Are you ensuring education is there for the young? Are you sure that the poor are getting their meals?
आप अपनी रोटियां सेक रही हैं, आपको आपके पास कोई मुद्दा नहीं है, आप कौन को बदलाने का काम कर रहे हैं. आप
end of the day, Sarah Shahli, whatever it may be, the point is that there is violence that has taken place. 34 policemen have been injured, including 2 senior IPS officers. I don't think that this can be termed as a non-issue. But since you've raised several serious questions, let me bring in fact, the spokesperson of Shiv Sena, Shinde. Asif, coming to you. Just a second, please. Just a second, please. There are other panelists as well. There are other panelists as well. Kindly allow me to go to the other panelists. They have not yet spoken. Please wait for your turn. Calm down. Ladies and gentlemen, please calm down. Yes, it is 300 years old. Whether there needs to be a debate on that is a separate issue. But now that violence has taken place, it is a very serious issue. And Krishna Hegde, the question that is being repeatedly, made by, in fact, Sarah Shahli and other opposition leaders is that what is the need to bring in this kind of rhetoric surrounding Aurangzeb? And, by repeatedly, making these kind of provocative statements. And it's not just, Mr. Fadnavis or the VHP. There are also others like Mr. Nitesh Rane who've been making extremely provocative statements. Perhaps leaders in power need to be more responsible. Krishna Hegde.
Madhav, first let me tell Saira that the government is addressing all issues, whether it's the farmers, the youth, or the Latki Behnas, the infrastructure or industry. So the government is doing its work as usual and better than what the earlier government was doing, much better than that. Secondly, let me tell you, it is not we who have, made Aurangzeb alive now. It is Abu Azmi who brings it up. It is one actress who brought it up. Before that, it was Saudi Owaisi who keeps having a divide between the Hindus and the Muslims. Then you have Akbaruddin Owaisi who gives you a 15-minute dhamki, and then you have Imran Masood and the likes of all of them. And then you say, there is activism, there is VHP has come, Bajrang Dal has come, Nitish Rane is saying something. For every action, there is going to be a reaction. So do not try to instigate the majority of this country. This is a very, this is an appeal which I can make on your forum. And let me tell you, the government here means business. It wants to do work for the people. And let me tell you another thing. Who is Aurangzeb? And why do we need Aurangzeb's grave here? Osama bin Laden was the face of of terrorism in the world. Do we have a grave of Osama bin Laden? We don't have. And therefore, to show or to speak about Shivaji Maharaj's greatness or valor or bravery, I don't think we need Aurangzeb's grave here.
Okay, Chandrasekhar Jha, let Chandrasekhar Jha respond to that.
The majority of Indians, 125 crore Hindus or 13 crores in Maharashtra.
Okay, Krishna Hegde got your point. Let Chandrasekhar Jha now come into the debate. Chandrasekhar Jha, respond to Krishna Hegde. He's asking, why is the grave required in the first place? Now, that's a matter of debate within the political parties there in Maharashtra. But the bigger issue is, why are we looking at these kind of pre-planned protests taking place on ground in Nagpur? Chandrasekhar Jha.
This is a pre-planned. They are stating, the state government is stating, kind. If you see the motive and intention of this riot, whether there was a rumor, whether there was some kind of miscommunication, what was happening, those investigations have not come out. They are making all these statements on a basis of surmises and concocted versions. Nothing has come up till now in the media.
No. One second, sir. We have the police on record to say, one second, just tell me, sir, 34 police personnel attacked, including an IPS officer whose hand was chopped with an axe. Those pictures are there. He has spoken to us. He is talking about stone pelting taking place on top of buildings. There are those who are armed with all sorts of weapons. You can see in those pictures whether they are stones, whether they are swords, whether they are sticks, whatever it may be, they are there. And also the very fact that there were several stones found in one particular location. If this is not the definition of pre-planning, what is, Mr. Jha?
No. The definition, what I am accusing this government of, is very clear that this is a failure of the intel of the state, the police, the bureaus which are working, the Home Department as well as the CM. The accusation is very perfect because these latches have been done by them. The failure of intel, knowing very well these type of incidents, the build-up takes place 2-3 days back, so much of weapons, so much of stone. So these things questions the government about the
intelligence failure. Intelligence failure is the allegation of Chandrasekhar Jha. Are you buying that argument?
No, who is talking? When two sadhus are killed in Palghar, when they are planting bombs under an industrialist house, when they are killing Mansukh Karen and they are doing vasuli all over, where is the intelligence? I am just talking about, I am just talking that this is a premeditated attack and a well-orchestrated conspiracy, because in Ram Navami, in Chhatrapati Shivaji Jayanti Day, or whether it is Dasara Melawa, these people do the same thing and create a law and order disturbance. And what they have done yesterday is also on Shivaji Jayanti, and this happened last year as well. So this is not something new. This is a pre-orchestrated and premeditated attack, and the victims this time were the innocent policemen. And 34 policemen. No. How can you attack policemen? Are you first of all you are glorifying Aurangzeb and supporting Aurangzeb. Then you are defending people who are attacking the policemen. Do you think this is right? Are you living in a democracy? Or you are calling Hindus Hindu Taliban?
Okay.
You are calling Hindus Hindu Taliban now.
Okay.
After attacking the police.
What kind of statements you are making?
This is your leader Sanjay Raut made the statement. He called all Hindus Hindu Taliban. I think you should know about this. What
You are making certain statements which are not on record.
No, it is totally on record. You can look.
All right, let me come in now. The larger question over here, Asif Bamla being asked is whether this is some kind of failure of the state government. And I began by asking you this because the statement being made is this, that this is the Chief Minister's constituency. Where has the police gone wrong? Or has the police gone wrong in the first place?
Madhav, I understand a situation like this has occurred, and let me tell you that our Chief Minister is overworking. Every 10 minutes he's in touch with the collectors, with the police commissioners, and in ये नहीं कि ये हादसा अच्छा है या ये in larger interests for the greater good. Maharashtra is a state with people. The world is looking in for the maximum investment. So there is a strategy that is being worked out. Of course, the conspirators are being watched. They are going to be booked in very seriously because let me tell you, Devendra Fadnavis ji is a development for future, a chief minister who will not take this for lightly. And this strategy by the opposition, which has the Samajwadi and the other, to defame and defame Maharashtra, they will definitely not be successful. And let me tell you, the attacks by on these cops, you know, this is not Syria or Lebanon. This is Nagpur, which is the heart of Maharashtra and India. So anyone who's involved in any wrong things, you tell me Aurangzeb was a monster. Is celebrating him is celebrating him is like celebrating a Hitler. ये कहाँ आप देखोगे? टेल अवीव में आप देखोगे कि किसको इतनी हिम्मत और हिमाकत हो सकती है? And why Muslim? I am a Muslim. हमने कभी नहीं देखा किसी अक़लियत के लोगों ने महिमा मंडप करते हुए.
One by one, please. Let's not have everyone talking at the same time.
I am a proud Indian.
Yeah.
I am a proud Indian. हमें फक्र होना चाहिए कि हम जो है हिंदुस्तान के हिस्सा है. और मैं आपको ये बता दूं, बरगलाने का काम, क्योंकि आज ऑपोजिशन के पास कोई मुद्दा नहीं है और महाराष्ट्र में we have an absolute majority. Using this strategies to defame our chief minister.
Okay, opposition has no other issues and that's why this is being used to defame our chief minister. Respond to Asif Bamla, please. Sarah Shalim.
We have anyway silenced this. Yes, and you will see it.
I think what is important is the center and the state government needs to work together to ensure that there's harmony in every state possible. You know, fighting over some movie, Chava, or some other film, and they depicted history like, history, real or unreal, we need to understand the times and be very pragmatic when we're looking at history. There's no point fomenting a religious riot, just because depending on, who ruled and how somebody ruled, we need to understand every empire was an expansionist empire. Okay, we have to look at history objectively, not the common man's problem by desecrating statues, by desecrating graves. Nobody's achieving anything. First, we all need to live together as Indians.
That Aurangzeb killed Guru Tegh Bahadur is untrue. That he butchered.
One by one, please. One by one. We can't have everyone talking at the same time. One by one. Let me bring in Krishna Hegde.
Madhav.
Yeah, 1 second, Asif Bamla. Krishna Hegde wants to respond to Saira Shali.
Just said.
You've had your turn, Mr. Bamla. Please let others come in now.
Give me 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Saira just said that what is untrue. What is
Does she
fictional.
favor Aurangzeb as a Muslim?
Aurangzeb killed Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj and butchered him to change his religion is untrue. It is totally true. That he killed Guru Tegh Bahadur because he did not change his religion. Is it true or untrue? It is true. Did he kill his own brother?
These things
yes, it is true. Did he imprison his father? It is true. So what is the issue?
About all this?
What we are talking about is true.
Respond. One by one, please. One by one. This is not going to work out. Saira Shali, if all these allegations against Aurangzeb are true, why is there still a clamor to venerate such an individual? Saira Shalim, can you hear me?
No, I'm unable to. Can you repeat the question?
No, you just heard Krishna Hegde. I don't know if you heard him. He talked about him imprisoning his father. That is true. If he killed Guru Tegh Bahadur, whether that's true or not, he says, yes, that is true. What he did to his own brother is very well known. If this is the track record of an individual such as Aurangzeb, notwithstanding what he did to temples, etc., why is there such a clamor to venerate him?
See, I'm not going to engage in any frivolous conversation. I simply want to say that it's not going to resolve the common man's problems. If you're going to give us job, if you're going to give Indians jobs,
how is this frivolous,
desecration
Saira?
of graves and monuments going to ensure that every
If this
Indian
issue,
gets 3
if this
meals,
issue is serious
every
enough for
Indian
people to
gets,
pick up arms and attack
education.
under other Indians, breaking the law of the land,
No, is
and
this
if you,
a
one second,
pressing
no,
problem?
Sarah Salim, this is not correct. If this is an issue that is leading to violence on the street, how are you calling this a frivolous issue? If it's an issue that has people incensed, let's discuss it.
Tensions in the country. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that instead of actually doing the job of cementing ties between communities, they're fomenting riots. They're busy fomenting riots, and that's very, very tragic. For the country to see that
Asif
people
Bamla,
are
you're busy
getting
fomenting riots, Asif
involved
Bamla,
in
respond.
riots, engaging in violence over such silly things.
Mother, I want to ask Saira that she is an Indian. I appreciate that. And as an Indian, is she in favor of the wrong deeds and the wrongdoings of an Aurangzeb, a man who beheaded his brother, a man who house arrested his father, a traitor who was known in the world and compared to as Hitler? So आप उनसे इत्तेफाक रखती हैं? No, who's silly? You are silly by supporting Aurangzeb. आप लोगों ने तो उनकी महिमा मंडल की है. आप जैसे लोगों ने तो
He's talking as if the Mughal Empire is still existing. You know what happened 400 years ago? I refuse to engage. I want to live in the present.
All right, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Certainly, of course, a very heated debate. Asif Bhamla, Krishna Hegde, Chandrasekhar Jain, Sarah Shah Halim. Certainly, of course, we'll have to see where the investigation proceeds, who's responsible for it, several questions, and really, of course, many answers that need to be answered as far as the investigation is concerned. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.